March 12th, Good Things Ahead, and I read, In the midst of your circumstances, no man can gain perspective in the midst of their circumstances. Your perspective is the way you see something. Perspective has a Latin root meaning look through or perceive. All definitions of perspective has something to do with looking. Our perspective is often skewed by our vested interest on our ego. We want to brag about the things we get right and hide those that are going south. This is why you need another man in your life, someone outside your circumstances who walks in, looks around, and see things you don't see. It's sort of like the clutter in your house. It's been there so long you no longer see it. But bring in a stagger or someone focus on decluttering and boom, there it is. Why is it so hard for us to step outside our circumstances and objectively look back? What keeps us from inviting in a trusted friend or a counselor or a consultant? Pride? We don't want to be wrong. We don't want people to think we didn't see it for ourselves. We're afraid we're going to have to change. As Jesus followers, we know we don't own anything. Our life is a stewardship. Good stewards aren't afraid. Just like at the 10 talent guide in the Bible, he took huge risks and he was handsomely rewarded. The question is, can we be great stewards without inviting fresh eyes in to help us gain and keep perspective? Eternal Father and Prince of Peace. John chapter 16 verse 33 reads, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. You will have suffering in this world. Be courageous. I have conquered the world. This story is told of a flight that hit major turbulence during a thunderstorm. As the plane was tossed side to side, passengers shrank and screamed. That is, except for one small boy. He sat calmly as he drew a picture of himself climbing a tree on a sunny day. No one ever would have guessed he was in the same plane as the others. A lady nearby noticed his calmness and asked, Why aren't you afraid? He just looked up, smiled, and said, Because my dad is the pilot. Sometimes life is frightening and seemingly destined for a crash, but knowing the eternal Father and Prince of Peace sits at controls all to eliminate the drama and fill us with peace. In Israel, you hear shalom used as a greeting. It's a pregnant word containing much more than our contemporary understanding of the term peace. The concept of shalom is wellness or being well ordered. So when a Jewish person says shalom, they're saying they hope your life is put together in order. Our eternal Father, outside of time and our human limits, can calm even our biggest storm. And as the Prince of Peace, our sovereign can usher peace into our most painful chaos. But we must surrender to and align with Jesus as the only true source. He started this clearly in the verse future today. We may seek this peace in other places, but we won't find it in other sources. Only Jesus has conquered what brings us angst or unrest. If thunder and lightning are tossing you about, you can be at peace. You know the pilot, the true sovereign, wonderful counselor, mighty God, eternal Father, and Prince of Peace. In him you find counsel, power, direction, and peace. In Him, you find everything you need. And I pray, Jesus, I can rest in the storm. When changes or worry brew around me, I don't have to assume the crash position because I know you as sovereign. Amen.